Hello and welcome back to the Creative Backside. Today we're gonna learn how to edit photos like these ones. The few of you that actually follow this channel right now may have seen that I've been gone for a while. I've actually started skydiving, so that's why I've been gone. I also spent a few days in my neighbor country Norway, and that is where I took the photos that we will be editing today. So I've selected 4 photos that we will be editing today, and all of them match the style of editing that we will do. And there will also be a download link in the notes below if you want to follow along, and if not, just pick your own photos or save this video for another time and let's get started. And as you can see, I'm inside of Lightroom right now, but you can use whatever software you want as long as you can control settings like curves and individual colors and stuff like that. So in this first shot, we can see that the sky is slightly overexposed, but that's okay because it's a raw file, so we can see that we have a lot of information saved. We have some cold blues in the background and a lot of green and yellow in the foreground, and then we have me in the center. And why I like this look so much is because it's more moody, it's colder, it's more raw. I don't know how to explain it. You can use it however the hell you want to. I just prefer this type of photo for this type of editing. So we can go ahead and start with the curves, and I will take the bottom point here and just drag that up a little bit, and then I'll go maybe 25% in, push that down a little bit, and then I'll go another 50% up and I'll raise that. So it's a very slight S-curve, but the basics is that we want to lift the shadows. You can see what it does if we exaggerate it like this. It crushes the blacks and lift them up and sort of make them grayish. Then I'm gonna head down here to the HSL colors, and we're gonna start with desaturating the yellow to about 50% negative, and do the same with the greens and the same with the blues. So now we can already see what a difference this makes if we tap Y. And then I'll go into hue and I'll actually drag the blues more towards teal, something like that. And I'll add about between 20 and 30 in clarity depending on the photo you have. So now we can see that we have a huge difference. The sky is still a bit too overexposed for me. So let's make a brush mask and just drag around and just pull down the highlights a little bit, not too much. I don't mind that it's a bit overexposed. And then we can go in and make adjustments where we want to. Perhaps lift up the shadows here a little bit. Something like that. And I'll go down to the HSL tab again and go into luminance and drag up the orange a little bit so the skin tones come out a little bit more. And then I'm just gonna make a crop, make sure that I am in the center. So now if you want to, you can actually create a preset out of this by going up to the plus sign here. Select create preset, name it whatever you want to, moody greens, and just make sure everything that you've corrected is checked. So the curves, but I will uncheck the transform because I'd like to do that manually with every photo. And then I'll just hit create and it will end up here in my user presets. So now if we reset this photo, we can just add this and crop it again if we want to. Maybe for Instagram instead. Just like that. Now with the next photo, we can see that the sky looks a bit more purplish. So I think we'll do this from the beginning instead. So reset that. And let's start with the curves. Lift them up a little bit. Go into the saturation. Lower the greens and the yellow and the blue. Shift the blue hue more towards teal. And I think we can raise the exposure for this one a little bit as well. And I think, again, this is preference, I'll make this a bit colder, the entire photo. Right, add some clarity. I think we'll go with 25 for this one. Then I'm just gonna make a quick crop framing is a little bit off on this one. And for this one, I'm gonna make an object mask. So come up to the circle here, choose object, and we're just gonna draw a little mask on me here. Great, and we're gonna raise the exposure a little bit more. Something like that. Going to luminance, add some more to the orange. Maybe 45. There's still something. I think I'm gonna add a little bit more to the exposure on this one. And I think as a last thing, I'm gonna create a new mask and just make a little bit of a vignette. So I'll click in the center, invert it, and just pull down the exposure a little bit. And if we look before and after, we can see that the difference is huge. We get rid of this sort of blue purplish background. We make the subject pop a little bit more, and you can continue to make adjustments to this, but I'm gonna leave this for now and continue with the next photo. So we ran into a little pack of sheep, and the reason why I chose this photo is because it has a lot of yellow and green tones in it, and that's again where this preset sort of works the best, I think. So if we just try to add the preset, we can see that already from the beginning it looks very good. I think if anything, we pulled up the black point a bit too much on the curve, so I'm gonna pull that down a little bit more to about 12. And then I'm just gonna delete this preset that we did and make a new one. And it looks like a little twig has gotten stuck in the fur or something, but we can remove it with the healing tool. So just make a little selection around that and find a good clone. Perfect. So for the last photo, again, this is very green and yellow and it's moody. We don't have any sun. So again, this is perfect for this kind of edit. So let's try to just add the preset, and straight away, I think it looks great let's make a little crop, maybe here. The only thing I would remove is the tour buses and the people up here. We can try to do it with the clone stamp. Yeah, I'm fine with that. So again, we have before and after. So you can see what an effect this has, and the amount of adjustments that you do are not too many. And again, this doesn't only work when you have these nature photos. You can use it whenever you want to add that extra rawness, that roughness. So if we take a look at a picture here from New York, you can see that we don't have a shred of nature as far as the eye can see, but we still add that extra rawness to the photo, and I don't know, I just think it makes it pop. So I really hope that you enjoyed this video and that you found it useful. If you have any further questions about the edit, just let me know in the comments, and I really hope to see you in the next one.